girls, so welcome to the first of Adventures in Down Underland, that's what I'm calling it. Basically what I want to do is talk about what I did studying abroad, like the main things I did. So there's going to be my trip to Taupo, my trip to Queenstown, my trip to Fiji, my summer holidays, basically what I just did over the summer, and then anything else I can remember. Like I had other mini trips on my lonesome, that doesn't make sense, by my lonesome, but yeah, so that's basically what it's going to be about, all about me, naturally. So get settled and we shall begin. So the trip for Taupo came about in the first couple of weeks of me being in New Zealand. And like Cynthia, who was the flatmate I was living with, she invited me to like go to the market with her. And if you're gonna go to Wellington just for a day, go on a Sunday so you can go to the Wellington market, because it's the best thing. They have like all these food trucks, amazing food, and then the fruit is so cheap. But I digress. Just walking to the market, and then we were talking about all the places we want to go, and then it just came up that we wanted to go to Taupo. And then someone was looking at deals on camper vans, and so she was like friends with, or she went to the same uni as one of the guys, and then he was living with another one of the guys that came on the trip. And so we came back to the market, and then in the next couple of days we were going to Taupo. It was such a spontaneous decision, but it was a really good decision. And so basically we left on like a Thursday evening. It was me, Cynthia, Robin, Dennis, Chris, Ayla and Bernice. We left that evening and Robin was driving, and it was quite late. I forget sometimes, jeez. Yeah, it was quite late. And Robin was driving, and we were all just basically falling asleep in the back, and he does this massive U-turn because he sees Liquorland, and we were just like, what the hell's going on? And so naturally we make a stop for food and alcohol, the students' life source. And so while we were buying pizzas, Dennis and Robin, they went to buy alcohol, and then they came back with these hats because the woman, these hats, and just gave them these hats for all of us. And so like our official sponsors became Corona. It was really cool, and I got it as my little souvenir. I love it. I think I got the best one, obviously. And then Bernice, bloody diva, had to go. She didn't want her hat, so she made Chris go back and get her a different one. Noises going on in our garden. That's where I am. Do you like the setting? But yeah, this is a really talky video. Hey. Back to the story. We carry on driving all through the night with our precision driver Chris, and then he gets us there really late in the evening, but we did it without having to stop anywhere else. And then that night we were doing drinking games and stuff, and then me and the girls left on some friggin' long journey to find the toilet because there were no toilets. Turns out the boys were like doing forfeits, and Robin had like his forfeit was to strip naked and run around. And this is like July, so it's basically winter over there. It's freezing cold. So we came back, we missed all of that, but then we did it again. Like we did, I think it was Ring of Fire that we did, and whoever got the last king had to strip and run around. And so this time it was Dennis that got it, and then so he did it, and then when he was doing it, Robin was like, oh my god, my roommate has a bush. And then Dennis goes, what's a bush? And he was really distressed about it. It was so funny. And then they went off and having like some man-to-man chat about what a bush was, while the rest of us were just huddling around like penguins for warmth. It was the best thing ever. And yeah, so then the drinking games continued, I guess. And then there was this one point, I might cut this all out, but yeah. Anyways, there was this one point, and then Robin, like I was in a blanket, it was just on me, like, I'll show you.
Conveniently placed.
Huh?
Conveniently placed.
Like this here, and then Roman was sitting opposite me, and then he starts like lifting up the blanket and tucking it in like this. It was so funny, and he was like calling me precious, like, oh, we need to tuck Precious in.
Because you're fat.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, that's why. So he's like, oh yeah, we need to tuck Precious in. I was gonna use you for this. Yeah, tuck me in. So here I am. Now I am Precious, all tucked in like the little baby I am. That's what's the problem with having a baby face. For one thing, it's for a little baby. Anyway, yeah, and so that was the first night that we got there. And then I'll show you the picture of the camper van in the final edition or edited version of the clip. But there was a camper van made for 4, and there were 7 of us. So we had, ooh, the light just turned on. Did you see it? Yeah, so we had 3 people up top. It was me, Bernice, and I think it was Ayla. First night, and then everyone else was down bottom. And then in the middle of the night, Ayla left because she was just too cramped up there. She didn't like it. So me and Bernice, like, we were just like chilling because we had the most room. It was the best thing ever. And then the next day we woke up, we were ready to go to the hot pools. It was quite cold weather, but the hot pools were, well, hot. A woman told us not to go under the waterfalls, but as you can see, we ignored that. The pools then fed into the Lake Taupo. After a while we got bored, and Cynthia found these hot pools that you could pay for. So we stayed there until dark playing chicken and Marco Polo. There were 4 different temperatures of pools, and my favourite was the 3rd hottest that you could flop from like a seal into the pool below. That was a good day. Good joking. But yeah, it was a really good day. And so the next day, it's gone now, the rat's gone. It's not been crunching for a while now. But yeah, the next day we went to this crepe place, which was by the marina, and we had the most amazing crepes, like fat crepes with like whipped cream and Nutella and bananas and fruit, and oh, they were so good. And oh my god, okay, I'll tell you this later, but yeah, they also had these like hot chocolates, and there was one which was a butterscotch hot chocolate, but I'll tell you about that later on. I just completely forgot about that, but I remembered it now. Yeah, so we were eating our crepes, and then we didn't really know what else to do because like there's not that much to do. Okay, sorry, we had to change cameras because we lost battery, and then location because this camera is crap. And the lighting outside is bad now, so you can't see anything, can't see me. But yeah, the crepes. Yeah, so we were eating crepes, and then someone went off to go find something to do, and because we were right by the marina, they had like all these events and booked this boat trip, and it was to go see these Maori rock carvings on Lake Taupo, which, by the way, is the size of Singapore. It's pretty massive. So yeah, we went out on this boat trip to see the Maori rock carvings. We boarded this cute little boat with our Coronas and set off. It was quite chilly going there, so we were all huddled up in blankets that the captain had given us. The rock carvings weren't actually carved by Maori people, they were made by these 2 Kiwi guys. My favourite was the mermaid, but you can't actually see it here, sorry. In summer, they let you jump off the boat into the lake, but seeing as it was the middle of winter, we just took Titanic pics instead. So, that was the last day. And it's really weird thinking back now as to how short that trip was. And how recently, like how, not recently, but how close to the beginning of my being out there it was. It's really weird. But I made a lot of good memories and had such fun times, and it was really good just getting to know those people that I was living with, because half of them I was actually living with in that way, and we just always have that to bond over and things like that, so it's a really good idea, whoever came up with the idea. But yeah, and so in the last night did some more drinking games, but everyone was kind of tired, and because we were leaving quite early the next day, they all just wanted to go to sleep. Apart from Ayla, Dennis and I, we were like, woo, let's keep this party going. And so we went out clubbing, lads on tour, and all that jazz. Yeah, and so we just went to this.
God, she's so annoying.
Shut up. Yeah, so we just went to this club and we were like dancing, woo woo. And then we were getting ready to leave, but for some reason, I don't know when we decided this, but me and Ayla were like, we can't ever leave a place without first hearing the song Lean On by, is it Mo with the O slash? Is that one? Is that them?
It's Major Lazer.
Oh, Major Lazer. Yeah, but it
featuring Mo. She's
man.
the side chick.
Whatever, man. Yeah, so we just, I don't know why it was that song. I think there was a reason behind it. But yeah, so we couldn't leave until we heard that song. And we heard it, and then there were loads of good songs, which always happens. Then we finally left, and we crossed the road, and there was like, I think it was a wedding reception or something. We weren't really sure, but we just sort of walked in. There was no one to stop us from going in. And at this point, Dennis was quite drunk. And we left him to like dance and stuff while we went and found the toilets. And we were literally gone 2 minutes because, I don't know, we just couldn't find any. But we came back and Dennis was being kicked out for being too intoxicated. It was so funny. And he kept on being like mocking the guy. So the security guard was like, oh no, you're too intoxicated, you can't come here. And he was like, this is my best Dennis voice that I can do. Intoxicated? I'm not too intoxicated. What does this mean? Intoxicated? And he kept on like raising the pitch whenever he said intoxicated. And me and Ayla, we were just like, we were laughing at him too much. We couldn't do anything about it. We were just like, we're just gonna go, because we were just in fits of laughter because of that. And then so we were walking back to the camper van, our little green monster, and then we came across, what was that? Yeah, we came across these swings. I've told Steffi about this. They were arranged in a circle. Like, what the hell? So there's like a circle, and then there were 5 swings. I guess it was sort of the pentagon, but yeah. So that you swing into each other. It's the dumbest design for swings ever. But yeah, obviously, like, naturally me and Ayla, we went because we're like obsessed with swinging on swings when we're drunk. Like, that's what we do as well. That's our other thing. And then Dennis was just like complaining the whole time, like moaning about how he was kicked out. And he kept on saying that it was ridiculous. But he was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not too intoxicated. How can I be kicked out? This is ridiculous. And he kept on saying ridiculous. And so me and Ayla were just like taking the piss out of him, like, oh, this is ridiculous, ridiculous. Because, you know, Harry Potter. But I don't think he realised that's why we were laughing so much. And then, so we were just swinging, like almost kicking each other. And he kept on like walking in and out, complaining about it. And then Ayla just like kicked him in the head by accident, obviously not like on purpose. And so by that point we were like, yeah, we probably need to go home now, or go back to the van. And so, yeah, we went back to the van, had a nice sleep. And so it was our last day and we were leaving, and this is the thing that I remembered. And we went back to that crepe place because we were really hungry, we didn't know anywhere else to go, and someone really wanted crepes. And we got hot chocolate, and we had been to the supermarket and bought Tim Tams as well. And then, this was the best thing ever. If you ever have the chance to do this, you should do it. So I had butterscotch hot chocolate and a Tim Tam which had caramel in the middle, and for those of you that don't know, Tim Tams are basically like penguins but more chocolatey and sweet. They're amazing, right, Steffi? You know they are. Yeah, and so what you do is called a Tim Tam slam. It's called a Tim Tam slam, and you bite off the ends of the Tim Tam. And then you stick it, it's usually in milk, and then you drink the milk through the Tim Tam, and then eat the Tim Tam. And it's like just all gooey and delicious. And so I did this with my hot chocolate, butterscotch hot chocolate, caramel Tim Tam. I drank through, and it was the most amazing thing. And then I ate the Tim Tam, and it was the best thing ever. Like, literally, it was amazing. So if you ever get the chance to do that, I advise you to do that combination. Okay, yeah. And then that was the end of my trip. Bye! Tune in next time with my Darth Vader mug. Make that face.
Didn't do anything.
I have my temporary cameraman, my sister, Stephanie Rebecca Walters, before she goes off.
Don't bait my name out, the feds will find me.
Yeah, before she goes off to Brummy to study chemical engineering.
What are those?
It's my jandals. Yeah. Why are you making that face?
Thank you.
Such an idiot. Oh!
No.
Are you ready?
Are you?
Yes.
The action.
Is it started?
Oh, for God's sake.
I thought you had to press a button to make it start.
I did.
And I thought we would make a noise. Okay, sorry. Jeez. Yeah. My sister is being my temporary cameraman. She's making all these faces at me. She's so annoying.
Camera person. Did you just use a microaggression against women? Camera people.
person.
Okay.
Jeez. Okay. Back to the story. 7 of us. What was that?
Oh man.
Did you stop filming?
No.
What was it?
I don't know. Maybe it's a frog.
Ooh.
Okay.
It might have been a frog. Okay. I don't know. Obviously I'm going to cut and edit this, but back to the story.
I swear to God,
I'm telling the story. Is it a frog?
Or rats.
It's not rats, man. They don't come out this early.
They could probably smell cheese.
Shut up. Is that filmed? Great. She keeps making faces at me. She's doing the eye roll like why am I here? She's such an ungrateful noob. Yeah, I'm talking to you now. Look at me. Yeah.
I can stop filming anytime right
Shut
now.
up. But yeah.
You need me. Hashtag Rihanna.
This is what I have to live with for 3 months of my life. It's not fair. Anyway, that's all going to be in the bloopers, you know? All of this is getting cut out. Okay, what was I talking about?
Cut out.
Cut it out! Why's Fred in a bad mood?
He's not in a bad mood, Scoop. He's a monster!
See, it's best sister because she can quote Scooby-Doo to me, which is my favourite film. If you didn't know that.
Where are your trousers?
I'm wearing bike shorts.
Dusty hoe!
Hashtag naked. Naked people rule. Anyways, back to reality.